It was one of those perfect Saturday afternoons. The grill was hot, the burgers were sizzling, and the smell of barbecue drifted across the neighborhood. My family was gathered in the backyard laughing, playing music, and enjoying the sunshine. It was the kind of day that just felt right. But of course, in every neighborhood, there's always one person who can't stand to see others having fun. Ours, you guessed it, Corinne. Corinne was notorious on our street for finding problems where none existed. If a kid's bike was left on the sidewalk, she'd complain. If your trash can wasn't perfectly lined up, she'd report it. And on that particular Saturday, the smoke from my barbecue was enough to trigger her full fury. I first noticed her peeking over the fence, arms crossed, scowl plastered across her face. My wife whispered, "Oh, here we go again." Sure enough, Corinne stormed up to the edge of our yard, yelling, "This is unacceptable. The smoke is blowing into my yard and the music is far too loud. You're disturbing the peace." I tried to keep calm. "Corinne, it's just a family barbecue. We'll be done in a couple of hours," but she wasn't having it. "This is a fire hazard. I'm calling the police." I laughed, thinking she was bluffing. Then right in front of us, she pulled out her phone, dialed 911 and dramatically announced, "Yes, officer, I'd like to report an illegal fire and a disturbance." The whole family went quiet. My kids stopped playing. My neighbors leaned out their windows, curious to see what would happen. And Corinne, she smirked like she'd just won the battle. 15 minutes later, a black and white police cruiser pulled up. My stomach sank, even though I knew we weren't breaking any laws. Still, the idea of cops being called to a family barbecue felt ridiculous. The officer stepped out, tall, broad-shouldered, sunglasses reflecting the afternoon sun. He walked toward us with a kind of authority that made everyone stop talking. Corinne rushed up before it could even say a word. "Officer, finally, these people are endangering the entire neighborhood. Look at the smoke, listen to this noise. I demand you shut this down immediately." She pointed at my grill like it was some sort of criminal evidence. The officer turned his gaze toward the barbecue, then at me, then back at Corinne. He didn't say anything for a moment, just sniffed the air. Then he smiled. "Smells like ribs," he said. Corinne's eyes widened. "What? No, this is a violation. You need to issue a fine," but the officer ignored her. He stepped closer to the grill, looked at the spread of burgers, hot dogs, and ribs, and asked casually, "So you got any extras?" The backyard exploded with laughter. My wife nearly doubled over, my kids cheered, and Corinne, she looked like she had just swallowed a lemon whole. "Officer, this is outrageous. You're supposed to enforce the law, not join them," she snapped. And that's when the twist came. The officer pulled off his sunglasses, looked Corinne square in the eye, and said, "Mom, I'm not just an officer. I'm the police chief of this town, and as far as I'm concerned, this is not illegal. It's just neighbors enjoying their day. Maybe you should try it sometime." Corinne froze. Her mouth opened, then closed, then opened again, but no words came out. The chief didn't even give her the chance. He turned back to me and said, "Mind if I grab a plate?" I handed him a paper plate and piled it with food. He thanked us, took a bite, and nodded with satisfaction. "That's some good barbecue." Corinne stormed off, muttering something under her breath, but it was too late. The entire neighborhood had witnessed her biggest defeat yet, and from that day forward, she never once complained about our barbecues again. In fact, the next time we fired up the grill, a few of our neighbors came by, plates in hand, jokingly saying, "Hey, if the chief approves, then so do we." And that's how a neighborhood Corinne tried to shut down my family barbecue, only to end up outshined by the police chief himself. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more crazy HOA and Corinne dramas with wild twists, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.